Canada Post is heading toward another strike, the second in 6 months if a deal can't be struck by Friday. The two sides have been at odds since last year. That resulted in a 32-day strike through the holiday shopping season. And now both sides are apart again on wages, pensions, working conditions, and modernizing mail service. It's also a worry for local business. Tyson Fedor reports.
Local business owner James Teague is going through orders for his medical device business. Customers aged 5 to 98 turn to his company to access all types of medical supplies.
We drop ship to your door, and that saves people with disabilities like myself like a huge amount of, you don't have to go to the store, you don't have to fight the weather.
Teague says the potential for a Canada Post strike by union workers this week could impact his business. He says the setback late last year put additional strain on couriers he already uses, such as FedEx and Purolator, which delayed deliveries.
When the strike happened, all those other couriers have to pick up the slack from Canada Post, and then everything starts to back up.
And he's hoping customers either order soon or stock up.
Canada Post is in an existential crisis, and we need to work together between the union and the employer to make changes to our collective agreement and other changes so that we can get out of this death spiral that we're in because mail continues to decline.
Canada Post says it's bleeding money and needs to modernize the way it does business. A newly released commission report last week found Canada Post is effectively bankrupt. One of the recommendations is phasing out door-to-door service in favor of community mailboxes.
Canada Post is in trouble. That the past has come back to haunt us. We've been trying to make changes. We've been trying to bring about changes to modernize our delivery approach through the use of more part-time workers, good part-time jobs over the weekends. But we've been facing constant resistance from the union.
While the union that represents 55,000 employees is calling for safer conditions and a pay rise of 19% over 4 years. The current offer is 11.5%, with a new one expected this week.
Within last week, they did send out a notice to our members, letting them know that they're going to change the terms of employment, including cutting them off from benefits and a possible layoff.
Canadian Union of Postal Workers says its concerns surround weekend delivery, as it does not want part-time hires to offer the service.
I do think that Canada Post is capable of coming back to the table rather than running away. It's a shame that Canadians have to go through this once again.
And Tyson joins us now. Okay, Tyson, what could a strike look like if a deal is not reached?
Well, Tara, Canada Post does say that it's hopeful there's going to be minimal disruptions through this process, but if it's a rotating strike, it does expect that deliveries in unaffected areas will continue. The union has not actually told us exactly what this strike may look like on when it's supposed to happen, and I can tell you the earliest you might not see your mail if the strike goes ahead will be on Friday. Tara?
Okay, Tyson, thank you.